Here's a summary of what we've done so far in Unit 9, which is focusing on right triangles. All of these things can be done without a calculator. So we've been working on Pythagorean theorem all year. So that's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And then this unit we learned Pythagorean triples, which are just shortcuts to Pythagorean theorem. Both of these you would start out by factoring out a GCF when you're working without a calculator, which makes the number smaller and or makes the triple appear. We did 45, 45, 90 pattern, which comes from drawing a diagonal in a square, and you end up with an isosceles right triangle. And then the 30, 60, 90 pattern comes from drawing an altitude in an equilateral triangle. And in there we have a right angle, a 30-degree angle, and a 60-degree angle. And we found out the patterns to find sides. All four of these are finding sides in right triangles. Okay, so just a reminder, the triples are 3, 4, 5, 5, 12, 13, 7, 24, 25, 8, 15, 17, and 9, 40, 41. You do need to have these memorized, and then any multiple of these also works. So an example could be, if we have a scale factor of 3, this would be 9, 12, 15 also works, or a scale factor of 2, 1/2. So 5 over 2, 6, 13 over 2 also works. We could have a scale factor that's a radical, so 7 root 2, 24 root 2, 25 root 2. So there can be any scale factor as long as when you factor out that scale factor, you end up with one of these triples. You do have to be extra careful that these largest numbers in the triple is the hypotenuse, aka C in our Pythagorean theorem. The next thing we did was 45, 45, 90 triangles, where we figured out this pattern. So we know that the legs are congruent because it's an isosceles triangle. The angles are also congruent. The base angles are both 45 degrees, which is why we call this 45, 45, 90. And the pattern is A root 2. So to go from the leg to the hypotenuse, you multiply by root 2. And to go from hypotenuse to leg, you divide by root 2, and you may have to rationalize. If you don't like using the pattern, you can use similar triangles where the ratio of leg to hypotenuse is 1 to root 2. The last thing we did was this pattern for 30, 60, 90 triangles. This one you do have to be careful of short leg versus long leg, so legs are not the same. So I think it's helpful to mark the 30-degree angle and draw in an arrow. And that's always where your pattern starts. That's just your B. And then the long leg is across from the 60-degree angle. It's B root 3. And then across from the right angle, the hypotenuse is 2B. If you prefer to use the ratios in the similar triangles, they're down here. Short leg to long leg is 1 to root 3. Short leg to hypotenuse is 1 to 2. We usually always go through the short leg. If you wanted to do long leg to hypotenuse, you could. That'd be root 3 to 2. But that just doesn't happen quite as often. Okay, so we're going to work out some examples together. We're just going to go one at a time. These are all of the 4 categories, I guess, that we have talked about. So one way to tell what to do is if you're given 2 of the sides, that's probably going to be either Pythagorean theorem or the Pythagorean triple. You have to be given different information for 45, 45, 90, or 30, 60, 90, which I'll show you. But this one, we have 2 sides and we don't have any other information. So there's nothing here that tells me this is 45, 45, 90. Nothing here that tells me this is 30, 60, 90. So what I'm going to do is factor out a GCF. So the GCF here is 2. So this is 2 times 5. This is 2 times 13. Okay, so some of you might be able to do this without writing anything down, which is awesome. But you don't have to not write stuff down. Okay, so this is a 5, 12, 13 triangle, so x would be 24. Okay, some of you liked it when I wrote it more like this, so here we have a 10 blank 26. So when I factor out a GCF, that was 5 blank 13. And then you could fill in from there where this is 12, so multiply by 2 gave us 24 in there. Okay, so either way, these mean the same thing. Whichever one works for you is fine. Okay. Let's look over here. Okay, that's a 2. It's a little ugly. Whatever. Where you write that? 9 over 2. It's not much better. Okay, so again, nothing that says 45, 45, 90, or 30, 60, 90. So I'm going to assume this is either a triple or Pythagorean theorem. So when you're given something over a denominator, it's good to rewrite anything else with that same denominator. So I can rewrite 20 as 40 over 2. And you might start to see we have a 9 and a 40. So this would be 41 over 2. Okay, just make sure that 41, the largest part of the triple, is always the hypotenuse. But we could also write it like this. So we had 9 over 2, 20 blank. If I factored out a 1/2, that was 9, 40 blank. Okay, so there we got the 41, and then we needed to divide it by 2 to go back. Okay, so this one you might look at it and see a root 3 and be like, oh, this is a 30, 60, 90. It's not. This is actually also just a triple. 30, 60, 90, you would have to be told something about the angles, or one would have to be double the other. It would have to follow the pattern. So in this case, we just don't. So let's factor out a GCF, which is, again, not quite as obvious because here we have a radical, and then these coefficients out in front also have a GCF. So I can rewrite this one as, if I take a 2 root 3 out, I have a 7 left over. If I have a 2 root 3 out, I have a 25 left over. So a 7 blank 25, so this one would be 24. So it's 2 root 3 times 24. Okay, so following our radical rules, this would be 48 root 3. Okay, or again, if you like it the other way, we had 14 root 3 blank, missing a leg, 50 root 3. Then if I factored out a 2 root 3, I was left with a 7, a blank, and a 25, which would mean I fill this in with 24 and multiply it by 2 root 3 to get my 48 root 3. Okay, so triples just take practice recognizing them, but if you factor out a GCF every time, that really is helpful. Okay, so this one at first glance looks like this should be 5, right? But there's an issue with this. The 5 would have to be the hypotenuse. It doesn't make sense for a leg to be larger than a hypotenuse because the 90-degree angle is always the largest angle. The hypotenuse always has to be the largest side. Okay, so this 5 doesn't make sense. So this actually isn't a triple. Even if it's not a triple, you can always solve by Pythagorean theorem. So not a triple. Again, that's because this would have to be a leg for it to be a triple. But we can always do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. A squared plus 9 is equal to 16. A squared is equal to 7. So a would be the square root of 7, which is a fine answer. That's an exact answer using Pythagorean theorem. Right, so down here, this one, you might first look at it and be like, I don't have enough information. I only have one of the sides. But the fact that we have these angles marked tells me that we actually do have a 45, 45, 90 triangle. It's an isosceles right triangle. So we can follow the pattern. So some of you might be able to just tell me that this is the other leg's 5, hypotenuse is 5 root 2. If you want to follow the procedure where you put the pattern on a root 2, take your given, set it equal to its piece in the pattern, and solve for a. This one's pretty straightforward. You already have a. And then plug that back in wherever you see an a. So we substitute a equals 5 back in. So this side would be 5. This side would be 5 root 2. That was a terrible 2. Okay, so that's about as basic as a 45, 45, 90 gets. Here's another basic example, but we have changed it to a 30, 60, 90. I always think it's helpful to put in the missing angle just to make sure your pattern's right. So mark your 30-degree angle. That means this is my short leg. Okay, so that's a B, not a 6 that I just wrote. The white is a 6. So it's b root 3 and 2b. Okay, so same thing. This is the basic example where you really don't have to do this procedure, but I'm going to do it anyways just to get in the habit. So b is equal to 6. So I'm going to substitute that back in wherever I see a b. So that means the long leg is 6 root 3. My 6's and my b's look similar. And then the hypotenuse is 2 times 6, which is 12. Okay, so the two basic 45, 45, 90, 30, 60, 90. The next ones are going to be a little bit more complicated. So here we're given the hypotenuse. And it doesn't exactly like, quote, follow the pattern because there's not a root 2, but it's still going to follow the pattern. So here we put our pattern on. I don't think I've ever said pattern so much in my life. A root 2. Okay, and then we circle our given value and set them equal. So we have a root 2 is equal to 18. And we need to solve for a. So divide by root 2, divide by root 2. Some of you might have noticed the pattern that when you finish these, it's just the number divided by 2 root 2. If you don't see that, that's totally fine. We're just going to finish the problem by rationalizing. Okay, so that's 18 root 2, and then these together give me 2. Okay, so the 18 over 2 simplifies to 9 root 2. So that's my a value. So here, substitute back in where this is 9 root 2, and this is 9 root 2 are my answers. Okay, and there are like other patterns that you'll pick up on. So like here, if you're given a whole number for the hypotenuse, you might notice that it's half root 2 for the legs. If not, just go through the procedure. It gets you to the same place. Okay, here we have a 30, 60, 90. So again, I always like to put the missing angle in. Okay, so I start my pattern from the 30 to the short leg. So that's b root 3 and 2b. Circle my given. So 2b is equal to 20. Divide both sides by 2, and I get b is equal to 10. And then I substitute that back in for the missing sides. So this one is just b, so that one's just 10. This one is b times the square root of 3, so this one's 10 times the square root of 3. Okay, so same procedure every time. Circle what you're given, solve for a or b, depending on if it's 45, 45, 90, or 30, 60, 90, then substitute it back in. Okay, a couple more examples. I think those are my last ones, yeah. Okay, so a couple more, and again, even if the radicals are a little bit more complicated, it's still the same procedure every time, and you guys know how to work with radicals, so just kind of persevere through it. So here we have a 45, 45, 90 triangle. I always like to mark the legs. You don't have to. I think it's helpful though. So then we're going to put our pattern on. So a root 2. So here, a is equal to 3 root 2. Okay, so not any solving that needs to happen there, but we do have to substitute it back in. So this one is just 3 root 2. But here, a little bit more complicated. So a is 3 root 2 times root 2. And then root 2 times root 2, since those are the same, the radical goes away. So this is 3 times 2. Okay, so the hypotenuse in this case is 6. Okay, one more example over here. Okay, so this is 30, which means this would be 60. The pattern starts across from a 30-degree angle, b root 3, and 2b. Okay, so circle the part of the pattern we have. So b root 3 is equal to 12. And then I need to divide and rationalize. Okay, so times root 3 over root 3. We get 12 root 3 over, these become just 3. And then we can simplify the 12 over 3 to 4 root 3. Okay, so that's my b value. And I'm going to substitute that back in. So here I get b, so the short leg is just whatever b is, so that's 4 root 3. And then the hypotenuse is 2 times the b value. Okay, so that's 8 root 3.